Hey guys, long time no see. Um, so I wanted to start October with Halloween because Halloween is my jam, but I already had this project set up. We're going to go ahead and do it, get it out of the way, get to Halloween. So we're going to be making rings. I just started making these. It's kind of I don't know, maybe vintage, bohemian type of deal. I don't really know, but I liked it. So this is my personal one. It's kind of a funky color. I like odd, weird things. Please excuse my old hands, but the ring is pretty. We're actually going to be doing a different color. We're going to do like an aqua, something everybody will probably like. So I'm going to show you what you need for this, but I'm going to also tell you that if you don't want to go around and find all the little components, I will have kits for sale in my Etsy shop. It'll have everything you need in it except for your glue. So you can either buy the kit and put it together, or you can find your own things and make it unique. I mean, that's why we're learning how to do these things, right? Also, well, we'll start with what we need first. The main thing is this filigree ring blank. Now, I've had these forever. All of these things I've had forever. So I'm just trying to find things to do with them. So I don't know where you really will be able to get them. I've been doing this for so long that I've just collected a bunch of stuff. So if you aren't interested in the kit and you want to do your own thing, but you can't find these, that you can get these in my Etsy shop too, by themselves. You don't have to buy the whole kit or whatever. So that's just a thing. If you have trouble finding them, you probably wouldn't. But so that's going to be your most important thing. And then we're going to be lining it with these, they're just little check beads. I don't know if you can really see them. They're 3mm rondelle glass beads. Okay. Then our middle part is this oval glass bead that I have. I hope you can see that. It's just kind of a multicolored shiny bead. It is 26mm by 19mm. You could use whatever. And then our last piece is this ball chain. This is a 2mm ball chain. It measures about 2 inches. I don't know exactly how many balls it is. Yes, I am a child. Okay, guys, this should go actually pretty quickly. So we're going to take our ring blank. We're going to take our glue and our toothpick. And we're just going to start pumping out the glue on top of the toothpick, come up under, twist back and forth, twist, twist, twist. And then we're just going to start rimming the edge of this ring blank. Pull to start along the edge. You can see that. Kind of spread it around. Doesn't have to be extremely thick. You don't want it popping up out of the sides. But you do want your beads to sit down in it. See that? I'm just kind of spreading a little layer on there. And we can go ahead and just go all the way around. It's not gonna hurt anything. Other glue's not gonna dry too fast. This stuff is pretty workable. Okay, now I'm going to take my little 3mm glass beads, and I'm going to actually grab it on the side. I don't know if you can see the little hole there. So I've grabbed it on the edge, and the hole is going to be towards the edge of the lip of the ring. Okay, and you might have to take the other end of your toothpick and kind of just push that up against the side. Okay. Now you want to work fairly, not fast, but you know, you want to get them on there. You don't want your glue to start getting too tacky. Once you've got them on there, then we can go back and mess with them and get them situated. I just laid that one down right beside the other one. Push them together. They don't have to be there's no come off of there. Boop. Right or wrong way. Setting them down in there. Pushing it up against the side. We want them to be flat up against the side. Now these 3mm in this particular ring blank, I have 18 of them. I should have probably said that in the beginning, and I do apologize. But if you buy a strand of them, you should have enough anyway. Now, oopsies. Once you get pretty good at this, it won't take you any time to line it. Well, dang, I'm going to put some more glue right there because apparently I didn't get enough in that little spot. And if your glue does start to dry too quickly, it's okay, just slap some more on there. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to move pretty quickly. And the longest part of this, get this dry stuff off of here, is going to be the waiting for the, I didn't get enough glue in this little edge right here. It's going to be the waiting for the glue to dry completely, which is usually, if you've watched any of my other ones, they say 24 hours, which is a good rule of thumb. So, like, basically, I got off of work today, and I came home and started doing this. So, it is about, honestly, I don't even know. Let's say 8 o'clock in the evening. I'm putting this together, and then I can just let it dry overnight, and it should be totally fine. There will be, and we'll get to that, after we put our stone in the middle, I am going to let it dry for just a little bit before I put the ball chain on, but we'll get to that. So as you're going, you want to just make sure, and you can use your fingers or your nails, you're just pushing them together and pushing them up against that side. If you aren't working this fast, it's okay. If you're not used to working with the glue, just do half. and get them on there, and then go back and add glue to the other half and do that side. It's not a race. And I'm going to add a little bit more just for my own satisfaction. Now, you don't need a lot. As long as the bead stays in there, because whenever we add glue to the middle for the large stone, it's also going to touch these little stones, which is going to be added security for them. Okay, got 3 more to go. This is my last one. Okay, we're all lined up. So I'm just gonna kind of push them inward, not too hard. You don't want to push them off of the ring. Just kind of push them down into that glue. And there you have your outer lining. Okay, I'm gonna clean my glue up a little bit and get this old stuff off of here. Okay. So now I'm going to pump a good bit of this out, and since I'm using the smaller spout instead of the wide open one, it's probably going to take me a little longer. Or I guess I could just, yeah, let's do this. Get a nice little puddle in there. I'm going to let it finish. Twist, twist, twist. There we go. Till it breaks itself off. If you're not comfortable doing that, you can just scoop some in there. You know, put it on your toothpick, scoop, toothpick, scoop, toothpick, scoop. Whatever you're more comfortable doing. Okay. So now I'm going to take my little oval stone here. Whoop. Turn it to the side I want upright, and then I'm going to just drop it in there in the center. So there's going to be a space depending on the millimeter. If you use the 3 millimeter beads, and see, I'm just pushing that down into that glue. Looks to be pretty even. I'm going to flip it up really fast and then unflip it so it doesn't move. But so there are at the bottom and at the top, there's a space where the beads don't touch. That's okay. That's what our little chain is for. I'm going to show you real quick. Space, space. The sides are okay. So she slid a little. I'm going to push her back to the middle. And this is where my rice comes in. Plop. moving. And then I'm going to let her dry for a little bit and then come back and put my chain on. And that's it. Okay, guys, so it's been about 30 minutes or so. Long enough to where if you move it, it's not going to slide. It's going to stay there. Now, if you push it with your finger or with your toothpick or something, it could possibly come out of place, but it's not going to slide on its own. It's setting. So I'm going to take it out of my rice. I'm going to hang on to it. Grab my toothpick somewhere. Okay, so on this part, same thing, you're just taking, you want a little bit of glue though, not a whole lot, because you need to get, I mean, in this area is fine, but right here, you need a thin, just a thin little strip, because you don't want it to ooze over onto these crystals, okay? So we're going to start this, we're going to do the whole thing, but we're just going to do it a little at a time. So twist, twist, twist back and forth until it breaks off. And then when it starts to fall like that, that's okay. We can start that in our end here. Just kind of touch it in between. And then we're going to lift, kind of pull a line of glue across, okay? So again, I'm starting in this little crack down here. I'm trying to show you, but not mess mine up because it's hard to see. I may have just glue up on my just. Alright, so I'm going to actually look at this from up here. I kind of do want to let it fall like that. Once it starts to make a drop, it's easier. It just drops itself kind of in there. And then you can pull it around. This is a little hard for me because I have my contacts in and I really need to take them out so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so that's a good little line right there I've got right there. I'm going to do the other side. Anytime you pick your toothpick up, you want to twist, 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 because you don't want that little tail of glue stringing off. Okay, now it might not look great, as you can see where I have. Now what I'm going to do is stick this back in my rice where it's level. Be easier to work with. Okay. I'm going to take, I'm going to take my ball chain and some tweezers. I'm going to grab one end with my tweezers. Actually, it might be easier if you take one end, the first little ball, and put it in the larger space. And then just kind of drape it around the edge there. take my tweezers, the other end, and I'm just kind of laying it on that crease. Now it looks messed up, but now that I've got it on there, that's the important thing. Now I can play with it, scooch it, move it, pull it. Still want to be careful. I don't want to pull my glue down onto my other little beads there. And if you do, that's okay. It'll come off. It's not a big deal. I'm just pushing it down into that glue very gently because I don't want to push my middle stone out. Just kind of. So I'm taking my fingernail and I'm kind of pushing these apart a little to make sure that it goes all the way around. See right here where there's kind of a little space. Just gonna, because ball chain, they can either go up against each other or come out a little. They can move like that. So just making sure they're all kind of being pulled away from each other so that we take up this whole space here. And that's it. And then you let this dry overnight. Now, if there's any little glue that's around your outside stones or even your inside stone, you can either take the end of your toothpick and just kind of scrape it off, or you can wait till it dries. But if you wait till it dries, it could pull this off. It's really up to you. But that's it. It's done. And this color is really pretty. I figured you guys might like this color a little more than the others. Now this one is too big for my finger, but they're adjustable. I just haven't adjusted this one yet. The other one was already squished together. But that's it. I think it's beautiful. I hope you do. So I have a few, I think maybe 4, maybe 3 kits in this color. I'll have, let me see what else I got real quick before I let you go. Now I'm just sticking that back in my rice, keeping it kind of level, and I'm going to let that dry overnight, and that's it. I have, these are some of the colors that I'll have kits for. And again, I will try to get the stuff to make more. Some of this stuff, like I said, I've had for a really long time, so I don't know if some of the stuff can be gotten again. But I'm sure you can find your own things that you want to work with too. It doesn't have to be this specific one. But that's it. Pretty ring tutorial in the bag. And then I do have a lot of Halloween stuff coming up, so be sure to stick around. Thanks. Bye.